Alright gang, welcome back to our one-tile challenge here on Calmlands. It is August and today is a very, very busy day indeed. We have quite a number of things to do today. We are going to be utilizing a worker to our advantage big time here. Maybe even potentially 2 workers depending on what's going on. Long story short, we've got this field to harvest. There's 2 fields over there that are ready. The rice field's also ready. And then the sorghum field down there is ready. Now, are we going to do all of those fields today? No. However, some of these absolutely do have to be harvested today, or they will not be able to be harvested for the rest of, well, I mean, they're going to be withered, right? We're not going to be able to harvest them. Specifically, though, the ones that do need to be harvested are any canola fields, which we're doing right now, any wheat field, which I believe that one down there in the far distance that has some hail damage to it is a wheat field. Both of both those crops specifically need to be harvested today. Everything else, the rice field, the sorghum field, I think that might be it. Those 2 fields, they can wait. They do not have to be harvested today. They can be harvested in the next month. But, you know, as we continue to carry on here, if we do wait till the next month, then obviously they're going to be bunched up with other things that could potentially be ready to harvest next month. Looks like the corn will not be ready next month, so that won't be a problem. And then the soybeans will be ready not next month either. So yeah, we'll probably do that then. We'll probably do both the canola fields and the wheat field today and hold off on the rice and the sorghum until the next month. Now, the problem might be there with that statement is the chickens are going to need food. Sorghum is a great food to give them. That's what my goal was with the sorghum field, honestly, was to gather some sorghum and kind of store it to help us feed the chickens, because that is a very inexpensive crop to give to them. But we'll see, right? Maybe I just have to harvest a tiny bit today just so we can actually hold them over until next month. Who knows? This field actually had some hail damage in it as well, as you can clearly see right there. Also, we've got the field that we harvested in the last episode down there, right? However, that field has some stones in it, so we need to get those stones up. And then we need to re-drill that field, and that's kind of what I was kind of getting at a little bit with stating we're probably going to be utilizing a worker, or workers, plural, pretty heavily in this episode, which will probably be the first episode that I've said that. We've certainly used workers in the past, but I don't think we've ever been in a situation where we've utilized workers, multiple workers, I should say, dual workers at the same time. So today is going to be one of those days, though, right? Because we're going to be wanting to throw a worker on the harvesting briefly whenever we need to unload, so that way they can continue, so we can try to make good progress. We'll have a worker getting rid of the stones up there as well, and probably re-drilling that field. I probably won't drill it today. I'll probably be focused more on the harvesting and the carting of stuff back and forth. Now, as far as what we can put in there, there's actually not much. So we can put canola in it, which... fine. I would like to honestly re-drill one of the canola fields we're harvesting today, specifically that one over there, one of the bigger ones, right? I'd honestly like to make that canola again. Canola is a good yielding crop, and we can make canola oil out of it, which provides us with a lot more money. So I'm probably leaning towards that, if I'm honest with you all. Instead of maybe drilling this one today, we might hold off, but we'll see. It just really depends on where we get to, what kind of money we have, and etc., right? Now it is August. Should be the price for the Zorch is in September, so it should be pretty good today. If it's best today, we will be selling it today. Find Zorch 2327, so it's not quite there. 23606. So yeah, it's not quite there. So probably going to have to wait until September. Although I would like to sell some of it today, mostly because I want to continue to work on paying off that loan. At this point, we've made our upgrades that we really want to make. There could be a few other pieces of equipment we want to upgrade, but for the most part, we got the upgrades. We moved the animals where we wanted to be with bigger upgrades. We've got the bigger shed now, so we've got more space. Yeah, we pretty much have made the upgrades we want to make, with the exception of putting something in that area down there, where we had initially planned to put the coal mine or factory, whatever. That didn't work. Other than that, pretty much everything else we've kind of got what we need, right? So really, it's going to be a matter of us pumping some money back into the loan here and trying to continue that process. Still haven't plowed up this area around the house. We will be doing it soon, but right now we're in the the critical stage here of getting things harvested and re-drilled. So that'll be a job for winter months when there's less going on. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. How's everyone doing? That was a long-winded intro there, 5 minutes. Hopefully everyone's doing well. I'm in really good shape now. I feel a lot better. I've mentioned that almost every episode. I've been getting better and better. But I do quite a few episodes, together in the same day. I think I've mentioned that to you guys many times before, but it's the truth. I normally do a couple of videos in the same day, just because that helps me out. If I have the time, I'm going to do 2 videos a day, sometimes 3 videos a day if it's a weekend and we're not doing anything. Really just depends on what's going on in my life, right? So, yeah, I feel good. So, happy to be back. Car situation, we talked about that a number of times, and in case, I think I talked about it on the last episode, but I could be wrong. But quickly, I've decided to hold on to it for the time being. We're just going to monitor the leak and see what happens. It's not anything major right now, so if it continues to get worse, then we'll make a decision. But for now, we're just going to hold on to it. Yeah, that's pretty much what's going on in my life right now. Here in a couple of weeks, I mentioned I am going to Vegas. It was not really by design or planned. Friends of ours decided to get married in Vegas, and we're part of that wedding. So, kind of had to figure out a way to make that work too. So everything that's going on, it's just been it's been a struggle, but we're getting through it. Don't have a whole lot of extra funds, I guess, right now in the situation that's been going on to go to Vegas, and technically blow money, I guess is how I'd like to put it, right? Whenever I go to Vegas, I bring money that I expect to lose it, right? I'm bringing a certain amount of money, and when I lose it, right? That money's a little bit less than it normally would be when I go to Vegas. I guess that's how I'll put it right now, based off of the car things that had to be done, and then I had a recent minor, very, very minor, so very minor surgery on my eyelid. Had a skin tag on my eyelid, and it got that removed. Never had a skin tag in my life till that one. That's the only skin tag I've ever had. I don't know really how it got there, but it's been there for a couple of years now, so it really was time to get rid of it. But I've just been putting it off because it wasn't, impacting my vision or anything like that, and so I had that taken care of as well, right? So just lots of things that are unfortunate, that, things that you have to do, just maintenance type of stuff in real life that I've had to kind of deal with lately, so my funds are a little bit less than what I would like them to be if I'm going to Vegas, but as I mentioned, it's not really like something we had planned out specifically, right? So, kind of dropped on us there a little bit. It might sound crazy to say that, but I told you the people that are getting married, I wouldn't say they're not old, but they're older than we are, my wife and I. They're probably 15, 16 years older than us, something like that. So they've been married before. They've already got kids and stuff. So they're just doing a really small wedding, and we were just lucky enough that they liked us enough to be a part of it. So there's going to be probably 12 maybe people out there, maybe 12 to 15 at most. I mean, a very, very small wedding. So, but they were going to Vegas, and then they kind of randomly dropped it on us and said, "Hey, we want you guys to go because we're getting married and want you to be a part of it." So how could we say no, right? How could we say no? They came to our wedding, so how could we say no? Anyway, that's kind of where we're at and what's going on in my life. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Today, this is going to probably make or break us as far as how much more of this series we have going on. Not that I want to end this series at all. I've mentioned that a number of times. I'm actually loving this series. I'm having a blast with it. But we will do a Season 2. We will do a Season 2, Series 2, whatever you want to call it. We will do a second one. This has been extremely successful. Make some modifications. Learned a few things along the way here. But we will do a second season. It will not be on this map. It will be a different map. Might even try to maybe change it up a little bit, do a little hybrid. What I mean by that is, for this series, for this challenge, everyone was on the exact same plot of land, right? I might do something different where we find another map, and perhaps we can find a map that has different pieces of land that have the exact same size to them, and then you could give the option to people to pick, here's 5 plots you can pick from. You pick whichever one you want to utilize, right? we'll have to see. I'm sure there will be probably, or there was, plots on Calmlands here that have that same situation where I'm saying if you look at the plot, it says it's, 3 acres or something, and I'm sure there's another one that says the exact same amount of 3 acres, right? Something like that would be fun. I've also kind of been trying to talk about maybe doing some kind of a competitive version of this. I think that would be fun, with some of the guys or some of the individuals who always do the challenges together. I don't know if that'll actually work out or not, but I think that would be something fun to consider. So yeah, we'll see. I do know recently, I haven't watched it yet, but I'm assuming it's out based off the conversation I had with Rusty Money Gaming. I believe he has a new series out, which, if you haven't, go for whatever reason, if you're not, go check him out, give him some support. Friend of the channel. I'm going to go check it out, hopefully this weekend. I'm recording this, well, I guess it is almost Saturday. I'm recording this late Friday night. But, he's supposed to have a new series out, so I'm going to take a look and see what he's doing, what his challenge is, or whatever it is he's doing. If it's something I'm interested in, then I might take it up. If it's not, I've got, as I've mentioned many times before, a plethora of ideas in my brain here. So we'll see, right? We'll see. Hell, we might even just go back to a standard survival challenge, right? I don't know yet. A lot of people liked that survival challenge I ran. So maybe we do that too. Who knows? We'll see. I think there's a little bit more variety, more options out there for a standard survival challenge now in comparison to when I started that series. There was very little, right? The game had just came out for the most part. So yeah, we'll see, right? We'll see what we get into. We'll see what we decide to do. There's definitely some options. There's definitely some options to choose from. I also think Krusty, who is another friend of the channel, had talked about maybe making a new series here soon too. I don't know for sure if he has done that yet or not, but yeah, we'll see. A little behind on, I've tried to get caught up today. Well, I guess I'm going to try to get caught up today and tomorrow morning on some comments. There's been a lot of comments out there. I haven't actually answered those quite yet. I apologize. I'm working on it. I promise this video will be out multiple days, probably past when I was behind. But I'm working on it. I promise. I've just have had some other things going on, work and stuff that just kind of kept me a little bit behind, and I was just trying to focus more on getting these videos out the door for you so you could have something to watch if you were interested in watching it, that is. So I'm a little behind on replying, but I'm working on it. I promise I'm working on it. I will have them all updated by the end of the weekend at a bare minimum, which I guess that weekend would have already been passed, but so I guess I'm just apologizing for last weekend, I guess. Anyway, you get what I mean. You get what I mean. So we don't have a ton of money in the account, as you know. We spent most of that money in the last episode. But we're about to make a lot of money with all these harvests we've got, right? This canola is going to go directly into our mill over there, and we're going to turn this directly into canola oil, which is a high-paying dollar amount, which is going to be really, really good when that time comes. Same thing with the wheat. That's going to go over there for flour. Like I said, the sorghum, for the most part, that's going to be probably put into the silo, at least temporarily for the time being, until we see how much we actually need for the chickens. Right now, we don't have that many chickens. Eventually, we will have a lot more, whether they reproduce or we buy more. We got a pallet of clothes that have spawned over there. That's good. We won't be selling those here for a little while, though. We really need, that to be April, May. So they're going to be probably one of, if not the worst time right now to sell those. So we won't be selling those for the time being. All right, in the mint room, let's see. Let's do a quick autosave here. I don't recall, for the stone picker, I don't recall what kind of horsepower that requires. Let's see here. We also need to do some water. We need to transport some water all over the place as well. 120, so we should be good, I think. I'm going to have a worker set off on doing the stone picking. We've done that a lot recently, so I'll have a worker do that to help us out. And we'll utilize this tractor, at least for the time being, for that. I'm going to go ahead and take off the front fork here, though. Might possibly, talk straight, Z, might possibly be in the way here, but I'm going to set it right here. Just give them a little bit more space. You know the workers always have issues with running into stuff, right? Now, I may have issues with this. We had issues in the past, so there may be issues utilizing this tractor. But I think since it's not raining, it should be okay. Now, not that we have a whole lot of money to even look at the used market, but as always, I like to look at the used market, see what's out there. There is really nothing out there for us, unfortunately, right now. That's too bad. Yeah, there's nothing out there for us. We don't have enough money anyway, even if we were to sell the salt. Still not quite there. Now, as far as the loan goes, we still have quite a bit to pay off. $345,000 to be exact. It's a lot of money. But it'll be okay. We also have some silage, which I don't know how I was starting to forget about that too. We've got some silage we can take care of. We need to put a second application of fertilizer down on the grass field. Like I said, there's a lot to do today. There is a lot to do. So I've kind of told you what we got to do. We're going to get to work here. We're going to get this field done, which we're nearly done with. We're going to jump straight over to the other canola field, get that done. Then we'll do the wheat field. We'll take a look at the chickens at that point. We'll probably, do a bit of a time lapse here, and then once we're done with all of that, kind of come back, take a look at the chickens, probably do some fertilizer spreading, see where we are as far as the worker goes with everything they're doing. We're going to have them doing, I should say. Hopefully, re-plow up the big field for canola. Re-drill the canola in there as well would be nice. So yeah, lots to do. Let's get to work. And yeah. Lots to do, man. Let's get to work. All right, that was a long time lapse, but we got a lot done, gang. We are starting on the wheat harvest. I've got the worker doing that. I've also got the worker plowing this field up. Worker completed drilling and getting the stones up on that field in the distance there. Initially, I'd thought about hooking up the plow immediately onto the worker and kind of plowing that field up over there, but then I decided to go against that because I think it's going to take us long enough just to do this, because we're going to have to get stones up off this field as well. Now, a lot of people mention a couple of times now, why don't you just drill it, because you have a direct drill, and then just spray it. Well, we don't have a sprayer right now. We can certainly get one, but we also in this series have periodic plowing on. Does that mean I need to plow every single time we harvest a field? No, but we have been doing that because it's just been easier. I haven't had to buy a sprayer that way, right? So that's the main reason why we're doing that. And getting all those stones are extremely helpful because we're able to produce quite a lot of lime, right? Okay, so we're going to let the worker continue doing their thing here. Both workers continue doing their thing here. We're going to do a few other things that we need to do, some maintenance type of stuff. We do have some flour here that has spawned. I do not think flour is the best to sell now, but we will take a look at that because I kind of forgot about that being there, to be honest with you. Flour. No, it's absolutely the worst time. We want to wait till December, which is kind of what I thought. I'm going to leave the trailer there for the time being. We can sell the silage here soon as well, but we're going to leave the trailer there for right now. We are going to head over here. We need to do some water transport to a lot of different things right now. Specifically, the salt marshes, they need water. Our road salt production needs water. The lime production needs water. Lots of water needs to be provided right now, so we're going to do that. I won't do this in a time lapse or anything like that because you've seen me do this plenty of times. I will not do that. I will not put you through that suffering. But yeah, we need to top off all of these items with some water because they are out. We need to get some more brood stock for sure. Lime production has a little bit of water, but we will put more water in it. The medium salt production has no water. That needs water because it is not working, and we need that to work. We really want that other flower of salt to spawn there for sure for next month. Let's see. The canola is going. That's good. That's pretty much all we have in there for the time being. I will turn the sorghum off, even though we're not going to harvest it today. I will turn it off so I don't forget about it. And then the road salt production has water. It needs a little bit more additive, but it really needs the coarse salt, so we need to do that today as well, if we can help it. So, I will top everything off here. We'll see where the workers get to by the time I'm done with all this water. They probably will get pretty far along, honestly. But we'll see where they get to, and I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Alright, they are all topped off of water, so they should be good. We're taking back over here for harvesting of the wheat field. We're going to go unload what we have here of the wheat directly. Now, what I could do is just take some of this wheat, actually, and just, provide it to the chickens for a temporary amount of food. But it looks like, for the most part, they've got enough grain right now as it is. I did not expect them to, but they do. So I guess we don't have to really worry about it right now. They are... They're fine, I guess, for the time being. So, never mind. I will not take any wheat there. We will literally just continue the harvest here. We are dropping straw on this wheat field. I don't think I mentioned that, but it's probably pretty obvious that we were going to drop straw there. We'll bale it up. Won't be today. Definitely will not be today. More than likely the next episode. Next episode, we're going to harvest the rice field, the sorghum field, and probably bale up this field as well, and then see what else we can do as far as plowing and re-drilling fields, right? There's a lot going on here. We've got a lot to do. We are spending quite a lot of money on wages, right, for these workers, but we want to get a lot done today, so I think it's worth it. That's what we're doing. We're kind of dealing with it, right? The workers should be getting close to finishing the drilling of this field. Looks like they're doing the headland passes now. Although it says the worker has completed their task. Plowing is what I meant to say, sorry. They are done, it looks like. Yeah. Well, there's a couple edges here that, for whatever reason, they are causing issues now, the workers. For whatever reason, they're not drilling the corners, and there's edges that they're not doing. I'm assuming they are getting a little confused. I'm not positive with that statement. That's just my assumption here. I'm going to put this back in a worker, and I'll take over for that. Well, I say take over. The worker has already finished it, but I'll jump into this one and kind of try to touch up some of the stuff that we've missed here, right? Or they've missed here. It won't take long to do it. Then we're going to grab the stone picker again and put the worker on doing the stone picking here on this field, and then we will drill the field. We need to go up there and get some broodstock as well, because we were out. It's just sitting there not being utilized, similar to our smaller salt field. It ran out of water today, and it was not being utilized. So we need to get more broodstock, though, because we want that going. I think we also probably need a little bit of road salt additive. There's 316 in there, so I guess it's okay. We haven't put any coarse salt in there yet, but we do have some to put in there. Not a lot, but there is some. Really, I just want to get this field ready to go to put canola in, because today we really don't have a whole lot of time to put canola in. We've got this month and next month to do canola, and I really would like to have one of them have something in it, so that way we can break it up, as I've mentioned before, right? We're trying to break things up and not have so many situations like we have right now, where there's so many fields to harvest in the same time period, or at least give us a little bit of room to wiggle with, similar to, you know, we've got the sorghum and the rice, right? But we can do those in the next month. They don't have to be this month, right? This has been a fantastic series, man. I've had so much fun. Absolute blast doing this series. It's been so successful. I have a hard time, I think, beating this one. I think this is by far the best thing that I've come up with. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to live up to that again. But you never know. I've got a lot of crazy ideas. Sometimes they don't stick, though, right? Sometimes you think it's going to be awesome, and then you actually put it from paper to the game itself, and it just doesn't work out as well as you hope. Similar situation, I would think, to kind of the farm maze challenge we ran on the series here. I loved it. Don't get me wrong. I really had a lot of fun with that series, but I don't think it really came off as well as it should. I guess that's not really the word I probably should utilize there, but it wasn't as liked as much as I thought it was going to. I thought it was going to be a super big hit like this series has been, and it just wasn't. So, but that's fine, right? There's nothing wrong with that. Why did I turn that off? That's not what I meant to do. I need to go pick up the stone picker here. That's what I meant to do. So we need to get that field prepped and ready to go so we can re-drill it. We need that canola in there yesterday, really. We've got to do the second application of fertilizer on the grass field, too. The grass field, I said I was going to try to figure out a way to get the grass mowed. I also said I was going to get rid of some of that grass there, and I didn't do it. That's all right. We've got, items on the list. As I always mention, there's items on the list. We try to get to what we can. Doesn't necessarily mean we're always going to get through it, though, right? We're not always going to get everything done we want to get done, but we can still be on the list. Just, you have to move things around, right? It's as simple as that. I'm going to do this little bit right here by the bees, because for whatever reason it does not like getting close to the bees. It thinks it's going to run into them, even though I just did that. But you can get a little bit closer than what it says, right? You can see over here on this side how far away it actually was. Like, you don't need to be that far away. You really don't. All right, put it on a worker. Let the worker do their thing, and we'll continue on over here. Now, while this field had quite a bit of hail damage to it, it's been relatively... Ooh, no, we don't want a worker on this. No. While this field had quite a lot of hail damage, it's still relatively high-yielding field. I mean, we've lost a lot of crop because of that hail damage in this field, but you can already see, actually, in the distance there's some loss in the sorghum field and on the corn field, which is unfortunate. I don't really know about the rice field. I haven't looked at it that closely to know if there's any loss there. I hope not, but I would suspect there's something that's lost on the rice field as well. Speaking of the rice field, right, we've talked many times about figuring something out. I still have yet to do that. I need to spend some time, some effort, trying to see if I can find anything that's a reasonable price for us to turn that rice into rice flour. Really, we probably need to think about maybe just upgrading the mill to another production, but they are very expensive, right? So I don't really necessarily know if that's the smartest play for us here. Meaning, if we are to do that, it's going to prolong the series. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There isn't. But I don't think it's really necessary for us to prolong it at this point. We are very close to finishing. We've got everything we need. It's a very successful farm. It's a very successful series. It's time for us to get the loan paid off and kind of move on is where I'm at. As much as I want to continue this, we're a lot of episodes in, right? We're a lot of episodes in. And I want to get a Series 2 going on this almost immediately. It won't be, but, you know, almost. It'll be a little bit, but not a ton of time before we start the next series of this or the next season of this, whatever you want to call it. This thing, for whatever reason, is starting to get slow again when you're... And then all of a sudden it just kicks into gear. It's like stuck in a gear. I guess I need to turn the manual shifting on, but... Speaking of that, that's something I want to try to look into. I really don't know how it's going to work. I think I might have mentioned this in the past, but bear with me. I want to get a whole like setup with like a wheel and everything, and you know, like a Thrustmaster thing. I don't know how that's going to work on a console, so I need to do some more research into that as well. It probably won't really come to fruition until closer to the end of the year, though, for me, if I was to get that. Based off of all the things we've already discussed, right? There's other things that are slightly more important right now that I've been dealing with. But that's something I definitely want to do. Like, I'm striving to try to get to that point. I would love to do that. I think I could make it work. It may not be exactly how everyone else does it, but I think I could figure out a way to make it work. I think the difficulty right now is the room that I do all of my recordings in right now it's pretty small. It's a small room. I've got a lot of stuff in here because we don't really have a whole lot of room to put it anywhere else. We've kind of got we're hoping at least to get part of our basement finished here soon. And when that's done, then I'll have a little bit more room and hopefully I can get that setup working, right? The reason why I'm saying I don't really have a whole lot of room to do what I'm trying to do with the steering wheel is because you really need to lock it into place on like a table, right? And while I don't do as many as I used to, I still do have a second channel and I do videos on that, right? So I'd have to have another setup for that. I could still utilize the same Xbox and everything and the same computer, but you know, right now the table I have is small and I've got a TV in here, and if I was to hook up, you know, the steering wheel and everything, I really wouldn't have the room. I would have to really probably set it up into a monitor versus having it hooked into the TV, which is what I do right now. I know a lot of people have asked how I have everything set up. Well, I utilize an Elgato, which that Elgato is basically hooked directly into the Xbox and then into the TV, and then from the Elgato into the PC. That's how it all sets up. So if I'm going to do the whole steering wheel approach, really you're going to want a screen in front of you, right? I'm not going to want to sit at a table and then the TV is to the left of me or to the right of me or whatever, unless I guess I hang the TV above me. It's not really going to work, right? You're going to want a little bit of a smaller screen too because you're going to be sitting so close. I guess the other way I could do it is I could put a table further back in kind of in front of the TV, right? Kind of how I'm doing right now. I'm sitting in front of the TV and I got the computer to the right of me. Maybe I can do something like that, but I don't think that would be the most ideal setup either, really. I think you want to kind of have the steering wheel hooked to the table and then the screen right in front of you with the PC and everything. So, I mean, eventually I probably will flip to a PC approach for Farming Simulator, but I've been a console player at heart pretty much my whole life. That's kind of why I just kind of stick with the console for the time being. I'm used to it now. I did definitely play PC games. I talked about Roller Coaster Tycoon, and that's really where this series, the vision for this series came from, was from Roller Coaster Tycoon, right? So, I mean, I've definitely played PC games, but I would say 90% of my whole gaming life has been on console, because that's what I grew up with. So, anyway. any PC game I played, it was just on like our family PC, which was, you know, it wasn't like it was something you would be able to, you know, run super high demanding games on, right? I could just mostly run just your basic stuff. Anyway, we're almost done with this. We need to get a power washer too. We got one recently for the vintage survival. We haven't got one here. I know people still yell at me, and I agree. We definitely need that. But we don't have a whole lot of money right now. We're going to have to wait until next month when we actually get some money. We'll probably buy one then. Let's finish the rest of this field off, and then we will do the fertilizer spreading over there on the grass field. And then we'll see where the worker is here. Should be getting close to being done, I would think, with the stones by then. And then we can re-drill that field with canola. Okay, I know I'm doing the complete opposite of what I said we were going to be doing, but bear with me. You're going to bear with me until the next episode. I had a brainwave. I'm not going to say anything yet. I mean, it's probably obvious, but I had a brainwave. So we're picking up the straw here today, and we'll kind of do whatever else we're going to do on this field in the next one. But I had a brainwave. So let's go ahead and put this away. We're going to grab the fertilizer spreader. We'll put the fertilizer down on the grass really quick. And that'll be pretty much it, I think. So, bear with me on this field, I promise. The next episode, it'll all make sense. But I had a brainwave, so we're going to hold off on what I said we were going to do until the next episode. Temporarily, of course. I'm also going to hold off on selling the silage to the next episode. This episode's really long already, so we'll hold off on that one, too. Oh, ran right into my house. Good job, Z. Way to go, buddy. All right, let's go grab that fertilizer spreader. We'll touch this up really quick. All right. Throw some fertilizer on here, and we're going to call it an episode at that point, gang. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you did, I would greatly appreciate it if you smashed the like and the subscribe button on the chance that you have yet to do so. Both those things are the easiest way to help me out, by far. And they're absolutely free to do, so why are you not doing it if you haven't done it yet? If you have any thoughts, questions, comments, ideas, as always, let me know down below in the comments. I'm happy to get back to you on this. Things are good, man. Things are really good. We spent a lot of money today just helping, having the workers help us out, right? But I think it was absolutely worth it and absolutely needed. We had a lot to do today. We've got a lot more to do in the next episode, and honestly, even the following episode after that, we've got a lot to do. Winter months coming soon. When those do come, we're going to have a little bit probably of a slower time, but I've got some things that I want to do still and accomplish before the series is ended, and we've got some things to add still. And yeah, hopefully next month we are going to be making a ton of money on the flower of salts, and just the salt in general, hopefully. Hopefully that's the case. But I guess we'll find out soon enough. So we'll leave the episode there, gang. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for your continued support. Thank you so much to my 10 members. And I'll see you in the next episode.